All right, so now in this example here, we're going to focus on the quadrantal angles because we haven't really talked about the quadrantal angles, but let's do those now. We're going to do it for cosine and tangent, okay? So again, all we're going to do is use the definition of each of the trig functions to evaluate them at each of the quadrantal angles. So now, 0, right? So cosine of 0 is what? Well, at that angle, what do we have? We have x over r, right? But again, at that angle, at angle 0, what's happening? The hypotenuse is equal to the adjacent side. Okay? So that means x and r are the same, so that's going to give us 1. At 90 degrees, think about what's happening. At 90 degrees, we're straight up and down. So what's happening as we're increasing the angle, right? As we're going from 0 to 90, what's happening in x? X is going to 0 as y is going to 1. So what happens here? Cosine is going to be what? X over r, but it's going to be what? 0 over 1. Which is going to give us 0. And then if we do pi, what's going on? Now, x is going to negative 1. As you go from pi over 2 to pi, x is going to negative 1 as r is going to, well, r doesn't change, right? R is 1 because we're talking about the unit circle. Okay? So now r, it's going to what? X is approaching r, but on the negative side. So it's going to go to negative 1. Okay? Now, cosine of 3 pi over 2, so that's all the way down, so going straight down. Now you're going from pi to 3 pi over 2. So now the x value is approaching 0 as what? Y is going to negative 1. But again, it's x over r, so it's going to be again 0, right? Because x is going to 0. R is staying the same, right? Now tangent. Tangent is equal to y over x. Okay? Now, what's happening at 0? At 0, what? Y is equal to 0, and x is equal to r. Right? So it becomes 0 over r, which is 0. Okay? Pi over 2, what's happening here? Pi over 2, as you go to 90 degrees, what? X is going to 0, y is going to r, so you end up with r over 0, which is undefined. Okay? Now at pi, right, at pi going from pi over 2 to pi, now what's happening? Y is going to 0 and x is going to r. So we get what? 0 over r again, so we get 0. Okay, and then again, tangent of 3 pi over 2, what happens there? Same thing, we are getting 0 in the denominator, and we get undefined. All right. Have a great day.